Welcome back, and we are moving into our first conversation for today as we continue with our series of introductory interviews to the different candidates across the country. Today, the municipality we're focusing on is Orange Walk Town, and before we get our conversation started, we do have to let our viewers know that there was an invitation extended to the United Democratic Party to participate in these rounds of introductory interviews. They had initially accepted the request and ultimately withdrew that acceptance right before we got started. So we are proceeding. And today we're joined by the PUP mayoral candidate and incumbent mayor for Orange Walk Town, Kevin Bernard, and also two of his councillor candidates, Ian Cal and Josue Carballo. Good morning and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I suppose it must be, is it an energetic day today after the nomination experience, or are we a bit tired?
No, we're still energized,
Yeah.
actually, and ready to go.
Yeah.
I spent a good day yesterday, indeed.
Yeah. Now, of course, Orange Walk has been a very unique example of how our government system functions. As you have been, Kevin, the mayor of Orange Walk Town for 2 terms under United Democratic Party administration. And I want to start off by just asking, did you hesitate in choosing to once again put yourself forward for a 3rd term?
None at all. I believe in continuing to serve my people of my tongue. Ever since I decided to join politics, it was for me to work harder in developing my tongue, and that's the reason why I continue to offer myself as a candidate, as mayoral candidate in this case for the People's United Party in Orange Walk Town.
Every other, we've only had the pleasure of having the PUP candidates come on the show, which is, as you were saying off air, unfortunate because, I believe that democracy has to be fully exposed. But each candidate who came up referred to you as the gold standard. Like in basketball, the Jordan sign is the representative. Well, Kevin Bernard surely is the goal marker. Now, for 3 terms, it's hard to keep up your energy and focus. After 2 terms, you become a bit fatigued. How have you managed to keep up your energy, to keep up your standards? The last time I passed through Orange Walk, I looked out my vehicle and you were there beside a truck fixing a street, not in an office. How do you manage to keep up your energy?
Let me answer this in 2 ways. I'm joined here by 2 of my colleagues that have been with me since 2012. Joshua has been with me since 2009 when I run as a councillor. That is what keeps me going, the support I have from my team. We have been a working team, a team that works together. We work on one vision, and that vision is to ensure that Orange Walk develops. Going into this next election, as you say, rightly said, it may have been that some of us may feel fatigued. I feel energized. I want to continue. I want to continue to see Orange Walk become that model city that we have been waiting for it to be. And that's one of the reasons why we have done a lot over the past few years, especially in these last 3 years, in terms of improving our infrastructure in our municipality. And so it is my interest and for the benefit of our people, for me to continue to serve my tongue as mayor, and so that we could continue to grow our lovely tongue. And Orange Walk has been one of the tongues that a lot of people come to. Why not continue? Why not make it better? And that's the reason why I'm there.
Let's take a moment to hear from the councillor candidates about making the decision to once again put your name on the ballot.
Yes, well, I have been a part of the Orange Walk Town Council since 2009, giving again that extended thank you to all the residents that have continuously supported us. I ran for national politics. My idea is to seek re-election, but one step at a time. The town council again is very important because we have taken it both at the infrastructural level, at the development level, at the economic level, especially putting a lot of local tourism into Orange Walk Town, making it a highlight. We have these September celebrations when we have our Festarama events. Orinjoak is always some place that people want to come and visit, no? And we have really expanded on that. So it is important to continue. We have a plan. That's the most important thing, no? Actually, in our first term as a full slate from 2012 to 2015, we met a lot of challenges, debts, and lack of equipment, which we have restructured back. And from then we also developed a municipal good plan. So when we seek re-election, or I personally also seek re-election, is because I know that under the leadership of our mayor and under the plan that we have developed, in which we participated and had many stakeholders to become a part of that. Actually, that's the municipal good plan we have here, 2015-2030. We actually have a document in which we guide ourselves, and it has become a living document which is constantly being updated by consultations and partnership with the people. So seeking re-election is something natural, because we are a part of a team, and with the addition of 2 new candidates, which should also add new energy, new ideas, we believe it important to work as a team and to continue with that development of the town.
Well, definitely it has been a pleasure to have been serving the people of Orinjoak since 2012, together with Josue and the mayor. No? As they both mentioned, the vision that we have as a team, the plan that we have, it is continuous. The manifesto says it itself, the continuity. So that is what we believe in. We don't believe in just taking a plan and putting it on a shelf. We believe in working that plan and ensuring that we manage to see and to reach that vision to where we want to see Orinjoak in this municipal growth plan. As Deputy Mayor and I sit down with Kevin on a daily basis, we discuss, and like you asked him, don't you get fatigued? And the answer is no, because we have been working every single day, all day, and every day something comes up. Another vision comes up, another project comes up, another concern comes up. And this is what keeps us going as a municipality. Like you mentioned earlier, we are the only PUP town council in the entire country. So we have to live up to our name. You know, everyone speaks highly about Orinjoak and how we have managed to transform Orinjoak as a team. But the key to this is the working together with the community. And once you have the backing up of the community and the people telling you, go ahead, I think you can go and do more, then why not? Why not proceed?
No, it was definitely no easy feat to be able to have accomplished being the only PUP town council elected in the last municipal elections. Now, critics may watch this and say, well, it has not much to do with the representatives for the town council, but maybe more with the popularity of the leader of the opposition in that particular area. How do you respond to that?
I think there's 2 ways to answer that question. Since 2012, as Josue has said just now, we have shown the people of Orinjoak that we have a capable team, we have a responsible management, we are open, we are transparent. That is what has changed the face of politics in Orinjoak. Our leader adds to that, because he's a well-liked individual. He does his work, serve his people, but we are the town, and we represent the town, and the people has elected us to manage the affairs of this municipality, and that is why we will continue to be elected. So it is through our work that has us where we are today, achieving a 3rd term on March 7th. I'm very confident that that will happen.
You know, unlike some of the other candidates who come on, they're speaking about what they intend to do. Do you feel that there's a different challenge or a disbenefit to actually being in there and saying, listen, I'm not telling you what I want to do in the future. Are you running more on what you've accomplished as opposed to what you're going for? Because people will say, okay, you have a manifesto, but you've been running it. So what is the focus or platform going forward? Because you face a different challenge of being incumbent and seeking re-election.
Yeah, being incumbent always brings its challenges. But then our slogan and theme is the work continues. We have set out a plan of action from way back, and we've been working that plan. We've been ensuring that we carry out our mandate of our people. I can share this with you. My manifestos have sat on my desk for the 2 terms, because we want to make sure that every day I get in that office, I look at that manifesto, I review where we are and what we need to finish. This manifesto that we are putting to the people, these pledges that we are putting to the people, will not just sit on a shelf. We will work that manifesto. We will make sure that we get and we achieve most of what we are putting here. Because at the end of the day, when we go to the people's home and we are telling the people that we want to achieve this, people don't want to hear 3 years down the road that we couldn't do it. We need to do it. And we have been able to do so over the past 2 terms, and we will continue.
Now, I appreciate what you're saying about your manifesto, because for some reason, manifestos seem to be a part of our short-term memory in this country. And in fact, people dismiss it as empty promises. Have you reported back to your constituents in terms of your own report card, what you've been able to accomplish and what you've not been able to accomplish?
Definitely. In fact, let me say that we all appear every week on a local media show, because we want to keep our citizens engaged. We have held neighborhood meetings throughout our town, public meetings. There's many ways we could reach out to our citizens. We even utilize social media to make sure that our citizens are aware of what the work we are doing in the town. So yes, we have been giving back feedback to our residents. We get feedback from them.
Yeah.
Many a times, in fact, this manifesto speaks of the development that people want to see in their neighborhoods. But it's all part of this same growth plan that you see here. Because when we did this growth plan, we had to consult. We had to go back into the neighborhoods. We had to ask our citizens, what is it that you would love to see Orange Walk develop into over the next few years? And this is the reason why our manifesto is people-driven as well. It is based on people's ideas, not just our ideas.
Marlene, that's I like what you bring across. No, the point that you bring, that sometimes manifestos are just shelf top. I believe that that we definitely always must follow a plan. We have to keep focused, and under this town council, we have tried to do things differently. You know, for one, and you mentioned as well the difficulty of being an incumbent in local government in this case. But there's a saying in Spanish, que nada debe, nada teme. We believe that if you really don't owe anything, you're not afraid to step up, and you know that your plan is ongoing. Ourselves, our council, you cannot talk about any scandal that has been riddled to us, any financial scandal, anything. On the contrary, the most important thing is that we keep our people informed. We set up our budgets, everything, we report on them. Even from when we have municipal fairs, we always take out our reports. I think that's necessary and that's important. We also we have broken that ideology that this is sometimes politicians only come last minute. We work from the day after, and the mayor said we have our manifesto out there, and we continuously every day look at it or update it and work towards it. And so the town residents know that we have had numerous neighborhood meetings. We keep the people engaged. We have partnership with the people programs in which if you want to beautify your town, you can join us, contribute a little. Some of them provide the materials, we provide the labor, and you can feel the development right in your front door. And so these are the things we have changed, and also we have stopped the thing about just playing the blame game and sitting down.
Yeah.
We cannot do that anymore. You know, we also inherited a lot of debts, but we had to acknowledge what happened, but we didn't just sit down and say, let it be and let someone else pay it. We have to be responsible. So people elect us to find solutions, not to play excuses. So these are the things that as a town council we decided from day one to change, and that's why we're actually very excited about continuing, because we know that we have the support.
Nationally, there's a political narrative that, you know what, keep it one color. If central government is red, keep the red, because it works together. I want to switch the perspective a little. Do you believe that it was actually a benefit to not being the same political party, for the reason that you are under different scrutiny? Because you're not the same hue as central government, every accounting had to be in order. You probably would not get a subvention if you didn't send it in within the deadline. And we've seen this even within when there's the same party, when the politician who's in office becomes unpopular. We saw it in Belize City, where the government sent in a financial controller, I believe, to really assess the... So my question is, do you believe that it's actually the reverse? Not that it's a disbenefit, but it's actually a benefit to not be the same political party as the one in central government?
It actually, we turned that around actually. We took that as an incentive to do more and to be able to manage the municipality more. First of all, you need to start with the candidates, the type of people we have in the team. Mm-hmm. We have responsible candidates, we have qualified individuals, we have people who are versed in finance, people who are versed in engineering, people who are versed with sports. So we had to be innovative as a team and ensure that we be able to manage the municipality, while we would wish the government would be, as they say, a government for all and invest in the municipality itself. We went numerous times to report that we know that the town needs assistance, the town needs some projects, but that is politics. So what we did, we couldn't fold our hands and say, okay, we're not going to do anything and rely and be dependent on central government. No, we had to be innovative. We had to find ways on how to get the job done, and that is what this municipality, this council has done. When it comes to infrastructure itself, unprecedented. No municipality, no council can see that they have built so many roads in their municipality with only taxes collected.
Yeah.
I think when we have killed that myth that was out there, that you must have a council of the same party in government. We have lived it 2012 to now, that we have been under a UDP government, but we have delivered for our people. And that is reason why, earlier you asked me, why is it that every time if you're interviewing a PUP candidate, that they refer to us, and they refer to me as the mayor, but when they refer to me, they refer to us, because the Orange Walk Town Council, under my administration, works together as a team, and it's not just my efforts. But at the end of the day, if we could do it, everyone can do it. It requires being sound and fiscally prudent, because we have to make sure that we sustain the finances at the council. We have to make sure, and I can say this openly, that this is the only municipality across this country that has sustained its successful collection rate in property tax for current year taxes at 95%.
Wow.
Yes.
We met a 39% collection rate in 2012, and we have sustained and maintained a 95% collection rate since we took over office. It gradually went up, and in this term we have maintained at a 95%, and we want to increase that, because we need to ensure that when we get into these arrangements, we can sustain those payments. We can ensure that the council could continue to survive.
You also publish your financials as well.
Yes, yes. We have our website, and we publish our financial records on our website monthly. People have access to it. The UDP could talk about it because it is there. We're not trying to hide, but we have been working for people.
If I may add, not just when you talk about central government and how it affects us and the way we go forward, disappointingly, and it is something that I mean, at the end it affects all Orange Walk Kenyans, is the fact that we have weak and selfish government representatives in Orange Walk that have not been able to canvass any support for the town. We made it clear in one of our local talk shows, we clearly explained a simple term how the entire budget our town council has, when compared to the budget of an area representative, the access they have to help. For every one street that we're building, they have the capacity to build up to 17 streets. And unfortunately, none of the representatives that represent parts of the town have not even done one street since this new term. So at the end, Orange Walk people see that as well, and there's a clear difference in the way the PUP administers and in the way the other party is running the affairs of the areas.
Now, if I were a voter in Orange Walk Town and I were to hear you say that and to look at what you've accomplished, I can also say to myself that look at what this PUP council has been able to do without the support of central government. Imagine if my town council was of the United Democratic Party. It means we would be able to benefit what we have been plus more.
Let me answer that question. The UDP managed the affairs of the town in 2006 to 2012.
Yes.
They enjoyed the benefit of a United Democratic Party government in 2008. What did they show for it? Nothing. We restored accountability at Town Hall. We restored confidence of the people in a municipal governance in Orange Walk since 2012. That started since we got into office. That's the difference. My opponent at the time, when he was mayor, benefited from over $1.8 million in grant funding that the government granted the municipality. What have we gotten since 2012? Zero. Zero grant, apart from our subvention. And we have been able to show the people of Orange Walk that we can do it.
Yeah.
It requires good management.
One of the things I think that has been a shining light in our democracy, and I say that honestly, is hearing the bipartisanship that has taken place with you as mayor and the mayor of Belize, Darrell Bradley. He speaks highly of you, and we know we've seen very often where you come together in the Mayor's Association,
Yes,
as the only PUP mayor, working together on joint solutions. Tell me how you are able, or what your frame of mind is as mayor of Orange Walk Town, because the PUP is extremely proud of the town council, and this country is so politically divided by the two major parties. How did you manage to still work along with the United Democratic Party, understanding that this rivalry oftentimes seems to supersede what is more important for the people?
I have said this before, and I must thank Darrell. Me and Darrell are a very good friend. In fact, we have built a very good relationship over the years, working together in the Mayor Association. I would love to see these type of unity at national government, where people could work together for the benefit of their municipality, for the benefit of this country. At the Mayor Association level, we have good camaraderie. I mean, we have to respect. We are professionals. We all represent our people. The people elect us to serve. At the end of the day, what we are there to do is to see what we can do to improve the lives of our people in our municipalities. And so I have been able to work along with Darrell and others in the Mayor's Association in pushing forward reform agendas. I mean, we are looking at the trade license reform, for example. I was very instrumental as part of the discussion in those things. When we worked at the municipal service regulations, we worked on those things together. There's a lot of things we could do when we put the best minds and making sure that what it does, it benefits the people that we represent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mr. Carl, one of the things that keeps on coming up, I was watching the Belize City debates last night for Belize City. And it keeps on happening that voters keep on asking municipal bodies to address issues which really are central government issues, jobs and crime. And at first it became annoying to me, but then I said, there is a role that municipal governments can play in dealing with some of those issues, particularly crime. If you look at other municipalities, San Pedro is facing serious problems as a municipality with crime. Benke, Cayo. It doesn't seem that Orange Walk is facing that same level of attacks. The incidents are there. Is there anything that the council is doing that can be shared with other municipalities that they can contribute to offsetting issues such as jobs and, more importantly, crime?
What we do when it comes to jobs, like you said, it's a responsibility of a government to create that atmosphere and create that ambience for people to come and invest, and then people can get jobs. As a municipality, we don't hire that much people. You know, it's limited. But what we can do, we can create that atmosphere where people can become someone, and people can become their own bosses. No, for example, when you have Fiesta Rama, or when you have other things in the municipality, Tacos Fest, for example, you create that atmosphere where people come out and people make money. Food vendors are out there making money. The hotels make money. The restaurants make money. So you create a good atmosphere in the community. And when it comes to crime itself, Orange Walk hasn't had that level of crime as other municipalities, but we cannot lose control as well. But we have to find ways on how to work with the local police department, to work with the business community. Just last 2 weeks, we inaugurated a police booth. We took on the challenge to inaugurate a police booth. We did the rehabilitation of the police booth. We partnered with the business community. We met with the residents of that area. And together, like you said, like I mentioned to you earlier, it all depends on how you can work with your community. If you work with your community, you can, in a way, you can force government to have to step in. And in this case, we actually got the police department on board and to put two police officers in the area 24/7. But like I mentioned, it's a community effort. We did the police booth, we rehabilitated, we provided light, telephone. We actually donated a motorcycle, and the business community donated another motorcycle for them to be able to patrol that area. And this is what other municipalities need to do, is to engage the community. But again, you need to the community needs to have confidence in the council itself, because they won't invest in a council that is not doing anything. But they see that in this group.
And if I may add to what the deputy is saying, is that in order for us to ensure that we could help to support the issue of these questions, that when it comes to employment and like he rightly said, if we look at the growth of our town, when we create expansions, for example, the market expansion, these are opportunities you're giving others to be able to seek employment somewhere else. But what has been happening in Orange Walk, we have seen where businesses is now developing in Orange Walk. Orange Walk is becoming a very strong commercial hub, and that translates into the hiring of many people. I was talking to a businessman just yesterday, and I said to him, I'm pleased that the fact that he has been expanding his business, because what it does is that he's hiring more for Orange Walk Kenyans, and that translates to every person you hire. Five members of that family is benefiting. Mm-hmm. That person can provide for their children. They can send their children to school. So we as a municipality have to have that level playing field in ensuring that businesses can continue to survive. We're not taxing businesses to death. And so we have to ensure that new entrants into the business area get a reduced tax incentive in terms of, especially young entrepreneurs. We offer tax incentive for those new entrants, because at the end of the day, we want them to survive. Small businesses either go or fall within the first 5 years. Mm-hmm. So you want to see them grow within those years. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I believe we have been able to sustain as well that relationship with our business community. And Orange Walk has been benefiting.
What do you say is your greatest accomplishment? What are you most proud of in having accomplished in the past term?
I think that one of our biggest accomplishment, of course, is the infrastructure program that we have been able to achieve. But I think that all that has to do with our level of management, and I think restoring confidence in our people has been one of our biggest achievements, because we have been able to turn things around. We have been able to sustainably maintain the finances of this council. And people sometimes they ask us, how do you do it? At the end of the day, it's not just the councillors, it's not just the mayor, it's also about our management team. We have a capable administrator, a good HR manager, our operations manager, our revenue manager has done an exemplary job in ensuring that we collect the revenues that is needed in our municipality.
Beyond projects, our part is also about programs and partnerships. And I think among our biggest accomplishments is also the level of teamwork that we have with many NGOs as well. For example, Rotary Club, we have the BTIA, we have all of these organizations that they feel, they have that confidence and they feel comfortable to come and approach us. And we always partner with them with the different fests, everything that happens. I think that's important, fostering that town spirit, which is growing stronger every day.
I have to commend the team that you have there. I have been to Orange Walk to deal with business when I go to court, and I'll tell you, Mr. Mayor, that it feels like you're going into a bank. I mean, just the feeling, they greet you. I've never gone there and seen it crowded. Nobody waiting in line. I mean, it seems that it's the staff efficiently. I don't know how you guys chose or selected the staff there, but the staff, their attitude and their efficiency is commendable. But one of the things I wanted to flip Marlene's question, which is there one thing that you started working on or haven't gotten to in your master plan that you say, man, in this next term, if we were to win, I would really want to get that finished on the way, and I think that would make the residents of Orange Walk, their lives completely different. Is there one thing that manifests that you really want to get to?
Yeah, there's one thing in the
March
manifesto.
Very excited. Tell us.
There's one thing that in the manifesto which is very important that, for Orange Walk Kenyans, I mean, our cemetery. We don't have no more space in our cemetery. And we are at this point in time negotiating the acquisition of some land spaces for us to build a new cemetery. Because in our manifesto, at the previous term, we did say that we wanted to work on a new cemetery. We met with the minister at the time, Minister of Natural Resources, and asked them that, you know what, we need some form of acquisition, some help in identifying its space for the municipality to develop a new cemetery. Those fell on deaf ears. So we now are going and seeking private options, where we are talking to two different persons right now in how could we acquire at least 15 acres of land, because we need to build a new cemetery. Right now, people are being forced to go and use a cemetery in Trial Farm, which is already small, and it's far away from the town. So we need to find a new cemetery, a new space to build a new cemetery, and that's something we want to commit to. So you asked the right question. There is something that we want to achieve and we couldn't achieve, and that is one of the things. But at the same time, let me also say this, and we were discussing it on our way, that during our term, we have struggled in terms of all equipments that have been at the council for years, especially in the sanitation section. But we have been able to, at the recent, bought a new compactor truck, an open back truck, and we're at the point in discussing a new compactor truck. So in terms of improving the sanitation services, that is one way that also, when we get into this next term, early this year, we should have our sanitation service back up at 100% improved.
Now, we're quickly running out of time. I do have one more question, just in being able to understand more of how the Orange Walk people have been viewing your work. Obviously, any administration, no matter what they accomplish, will have scrutiny. And no one is able to accomplish everything that they set out to do, or do it in a manner that everyone will be happy with. If you were to be honest with yourself and say where your greatest weakness has been as leader of the municipality, your greatest challenge, what would that be?
I just answered that question with the challenge that I mentioned.
Only the cemetery?
With the sanitation services.
The sanitation,
Yeah,
yes.
that was one of our biggest challenge. And we, like I said, just recently acquired a new compactor truck, an open back truck, and we want to take that up to 100% service delivery within the next 2 months, because that was one of our biggest complaints.
Yeah.
So
when you go out to meet the people of Orange Walk, that would be the number one criticism that they would have of you?
Yeah, well, people understood.
Okay.
Because we engage our citizens, we kept them informed of our challenges. Sometimes we only had one truck operating because of the fact that we had very old equipment at the council. But people, once they are informed, they're satisfied.
Another complaint that we usually have, but it's something that is not fully within our reach as yet, is the issue about abandoned lots, about bushy lots and so forth. No? We have that complaint a lot. But so far, we are not fully powered yet by legislation as much as we would want to be able to eventually reach a stage that we can repossess these lands, you know, because a lot of them sometimes have owners that probably might live abroad or are nowhere to be found, or still have some high taxes in arrears. So I know that is a concern. We have heard that a lot, but it's not something that we can always sustainably be able to clean all these empty lots and so forth. But we do believe that under a future PUP government, legislation can change. Things can give us more teeth for us to be able to act on these issues. Yeah.
Sometimes, if I can ask my final question, sometimes you're running and you get comfortable and you almost expect to win. You kind of take the elections for granted. Now, there's a target on your back for many reasons. One, you're in the boss's area, so for Orange Walk to lose would mean tremendous momentum for the opposition. I mean, for the persons who are opposing you. Two, you are the gold standard for everybody else, so that would mean that, you know, the popularity is dipping. But the resources are also there. You face a radio station which is specifically designed to deal with certain things. Ojokenians are very sensitive people in terms of they are very observant of what's going on. How do you deal with, one, feeling comfortable and feeling, okay, I have this, and not taking the voters for granted, and two, dealing with the targets on your back?
Two things. We're never comfortable, because at the end of the day, election is won on election day, as what people always say. And that's one of the reasons why, as a team, we have been hitting the ground since October, every single day. In fact, we've been campaigning ever since we got elected, because we keep our people engaged in what we're doing. We want them to know what we're doing. And going back to the homes right now, I mean, we have seen it. But we don't, while at the same time, we know that the sentiments of the people that we will be re-elected, we can't take that for granted. We have to go back to these people. We have to ask the supporters and the residents to give us that support once again. And we will not let our party leader down. We will not let our area representative down, because we have worked together. We have been able to build this town together. And I know that the UDP would want to see us fail in Orange Walk. And many others may want to see the leader fail in Orange Walk. But that will not happen, because we have a team that has not let our party down. We have, like you said, been the shining example for our party. And we want to see many of this multiplied in other municipalities, because I think once you have the capable individuals representing your town and administrating the affairs of the municipality, you could get the things done.
But I must add a little to that. No, this is our third campaign actually going to be re-elected, but we all express the same, because we have spoken about this. I have never seen such a campaign like this one. It is extraordinary, because the level of support that you feel out there, people are more energized. The last election was more a little bit dormant, but this one, people are more ready to go out and express their views and cast that vote. And I think it all adds up to the work that we have been putting in the municipality. So it's easy to go back. When you have work, it is easy to go back and ask for that support.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming in this morning and having this conversation with us. We know you're very busy with the campaign at this point, so we do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about gender-based violence in Belize and some of the services that are available. That's coming up after the break, so stay tuned.